So this is how the 2025 or 2026 market crash we're potentially about to be in can make you filthy rich if you do these 5 things I'm about to tell you properly. One of my Bitcoin wallets right here is down over 20 grand as we speak. At market open today, my stock market portfolio dropped over 10 grand as well, and I'm praying it drops more. I've already bought 50K this week between Bitcoin and indexes, and I'm not one to be very doom and gloomy at this point, but this week, the past 7 days have been very, very interesting in the investing side of the world. We've got Michael Burry, who is known for shorting the housing market in '08, shutting down his firm. He made a ton of money, but he's calling it quits. Buffett has stopped doing his annual letters. He announced that this week as well, which isn't the worst sign, but people are saying that's a potential sign that he might step down. There's a ton of layoffs happening across so many different companies right now, et cetera, et cetera. Like there's a lot of panicking happening right now. People are checking their portfolios every hour. They're considering selling. The thing is, I don't think enough people understand is this is the opportunity you've been waiting for, even if you don't know it yet. And a lot of people are going to waste it. But for those who aren't afraid, who aren't kind of understanding what's going on right now and just want to get some clarity, I want you to stop. I want you to listen. I'm going to show you how to use this crash to build wealth. This isn't theory. This is strategies that I'm literally using right now while my portfolio is bleeding. So obviously before that, I've talked about it before. The reason I'm able to invest so aggressively in the first place is because of my cash flow business. I'm going to give you some ideas on once to start in a few minutes. But if you want me to handhold you to your first 3 to 5 grand a month online so you can quit your own 9 to 5, apply below. I've helped 4 people this week sign their first clients and get rolling. So quick plug. Let's get into the core concept. Why do crashes even make you rich in the first place? If you're in your 20s or 30s, especially, you are in the accumulation phase. You are not trying to preserve your money, especially if you don't have much gains in the first place. You should be buying as many assets as possible. This isn't firm financial advice. Okay? I'm not saying anything along those lines, but there's nothing to protect. You don't have any wealth to preserve right now. And even technically, I don't. I'm barely scratching the surface on what I've got. So I need to, you really need to think about it. You have 30 to 40 years of earning potential ahead of you. Why would you want assets to be expensive right now? You're not cashing out anytime soon. It looks sexy on the phone. Like I've even been guilty of this, where it looks so cool to be so deep in the green. You want everything on sale. You want to stack as much as possible, whether you're into Bitcoin stocks, I don't care. That doesn't matter. Any type of asset, right? The rich, the wealthy guys that I know buy when everyone else is selling. They sell when everyone else is buying. That's not some poster bullshit. That's literally how wealth transfers happen. Right now, money is moving from people who are emotional to people who are actually patient. They're just still, they've got some cash on the sidelines, et cetera, right? So real actual wealth is built in bear markets, and then you can realize it in bull markets. You can realize it when you're in your 50s or 60s, right? Everyone wants to get rich when Bitcoin is at all-time highs and stocks are pumping through the roof, but the real money, the real wealth, that is built right now, right? Your job in your 20s and 30s is to accumulate. The more you can during the times like this, the wealthier you'll be in even 5 to 10 years. 5 to 10 years, you're going to be like, why didn't I invest more? I promise you that. So strategy 1 is very simply DCAing. I'm a big believer in lump summing, but I love having cash on the sidelines for this moment. If I put all my money into Bitcoin when I got super interested in it, I would be down a retarded amount right now, and I would probably be kicking myself. So I'm very glad I didn't. I'm very glad that I'm able to have that cash on the sidelines in the first place and get aggressive now, right? So my logic is, I believe Bitcoin was a good investment at 100. I didn't do anything. Why would I, if I believed it was good at 100, why would I not buy it at 80, right? Why would I not buy it at even 60 or 70? If I believe the S&P was solid at 6,000 points, why wouldn't I buy it at 5,400, right? Or 56, whatever. The assets don't stop being good investments just because the price drops. That's the silliest analogy I've ever heard, right? If anything, they become better investments. So I'm dumping in a ton. I don't care what the price does today or tomorrow. I am DCAing through this entire thing. So I'm actually, my rule is if anything drops 1% or more, I double up, I triple up. I will get so stupidly aggressive. And maybe I'll throw out my screenshots here. If you look at the historical data, every single market crash has recovered and gone higher, right? I'm not saying it will be perfect. There is a very high chance everything could blow up. Yes, for sure. But every one, 2008, 2020, the dot-com bubble, the Black Monday, the big black swan event in 1987, every single one recovered, right? And the people who kept buying during those crashes, they're the ones who built generational wealth. They could retire at any time they want. So just stop. It's a small reminder. DCA and chill. Stop checking your portfolio every freaking minute. That's strategy 1. Strategy 2, Build a cash flow business. This is where most people mess up during the crash. This is what my problem was in 2020. They see their investments down, they freeze. They stop taking action, which I'm very glad I didn't sell, but I'm very pissed that I didn't get more aggressive. And this is when you should be building the hardest. Market crashes expose something important. People tighten their spending. Businesses are struggling, but you need income, right? You need more income so you can keep buying assets while they're cheap. So talking about stuff, what can you start in the next couple days? What can you start over a weekend? You could start creating content. You could literally start today with your phone. You could start flipping items on eBay, right? People are desperate to sell stuff during crashes. You can buy very, very low and flip very, very high. In my opinion, best one is this online service business. People still need their problem solved. People still need leads. People still need automations. People still need landing pages made, copywriting done, whatever the hell you need to do to offer real value. Sell the shit out of that. Use the fear and uncertainty as like fuel, if you will. Most people kind of let it freeze, let it paralyze them, but you need to let it motivate you to actually start that business. And the one that you've been thinking about for a while, just do it, dude. Just start it. Who cares? Cash flow will protect you from being forced to sell your investments at a loss too, which is what I'll talk about in a minute. If you have money coming in, extra income, especially on top of your job, you never have to touch your portfolio when it's down. You could ride out any storm. You could be stoic. You could just sit there and be chill while everyone else is freaking the hell out, right? So that goes into strategy 3. Increase your income. You maybe not have to necessarily need to start a business, but I'm seeing the people become alive from being paycheck to paycheck. That's the big issue. If you're stressed about money right now, it's because your income isn't high enough, dude. There's only so many subscriptions and things you can cut. So you need to fix this. And this might sound a little silly or counterintuitive, but crashes can be such a good time to ask for a raise. When everyone else is panicking and unstable, you're being calm, you're reliable, what is that? It makes you more valuable to the company. Companies especially need steady people during uncertain times. But beyond your main job, you need to be aggressive about side income. Every $500 extra a month, $1,000 extra, that could be your whole investment, towards a deposit for that month. That $500 a month during a crash could be worth $5,000 in passive income in a decade or two, right? Your earning potential is your biggest asset in your 20s and of course 30s, but more so in your 20s, way bigger than your portfolio right now. So focus on increasing that so that it all trickles down. It all rains down to your portfolio. If you have nothing to invest in the first place, none of what I'm telling you matters. You need money, okay? Strategy 4, stay liquid. This goes into the funny real estate video I made a couple weeks back. The worst mistake you can make is panic selling, is getting into you lock in, your money into some hard assets. You lock in your losses and then you miss the recovery. Do not do that. What you need to do, keep cash liquid, keep your emergency fund solid for sure. So you're never forced to sell investments to pay bills or some stupid shit like that. That's how people destroy everything. They need to pay off their car loan because they're underwater, or they need to cover some, medical bill or whatever the hell it is. And they sell them the green. It's like, dude, that's not it. The only caveat I have to this is investing in yourself. That is the only time when it is good to sell some type of asset. If you're able to parlay that into a higher, more fortunate investment, whether that's schooling for yourself so you can get that degree or some type of program, whatever the hell you need to invest in, that's understandable. But cash right now is king. I'm not normally one to say that, but it's very, very good, not just for buying investments, but for other opportunities too. Businesses could be cheap to buy. You could get some financing. Assets are on sale right now. People with real problems will need solving, and people will pay for solutions. If you have no cash cushion, you can't take advantage of anything of what I'm telling you. So keep at least 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. That lets you be opportunistic instead of desperate and twiddling your thumbs and hoping things turn around quicker, dude. You want things to be on sale for as long as possible, okay? Strategy 5, level up your skill set. This kind of goes without saying, but again, everyone's doom scrolling. Everyone's just playing video games. It's funny enough, I'm talking about Modern Warfare 2. I'm playing this game less and less, but I'm trying to learn up my own skill set too, right? Use this time to get better. Market crashes are perfect for investing in yourself, like I said. So learn skills that make money. Sales, marketing, it's probably my favorite ones, but coding, content creation, AI, just anything that can directly translate into your income. The ROI on investing in yourself is infinite. It is better than any of those investments that I'm talking about because you can use those skills for the rest of your life, dude. Nobody can take what is in your brain, right? So most people waste these times worrying and not having anything, and they just freeze again. But smart people will use this time when everyone's freaking the hell out to become more valuable. And when you become more valuable, you get paid a lot more. And that's the skill you are going to sell anyways. So that way you're earning more, investing more, you're accelerating that much faster, which I think is crucial. Now, Of course, you're probably gonna have some objections. You're probably gonna have some mindset stuff to get to. Like, I just first, you're not losing money, right? You're buying on sale. You haven't sold anything until you physically press that sell button. Obviously, don't do that. Your Bitcoin didn't disappear. Your stocks didn't vanish. You own the exact same amount of assets. They're just in the red on paper, and they're also cheaper right now. That's a good thing when you're accumulating. Second thing, 10 years from now, I promise you, dude, you're gonna wish you bought more. Last year, when I took advantage of a 100K promo for my brokerage, I wish I put in 300-400K because I'd be up so much more. Or even in April, I was such an idiot. I put in, I think, 40-50 grand on that. I should have tripled and quadrupled up when I had all the money. I was an idiot. I wish I bought more. You are living in that moment right now. Please learn from my mistakes, right? And third thing, your net worth in your 20s and 30s, it really doesn't matter. I know I talk about that stuff a lot, but dude, it really doesn't. Your trajectory matters. I'd rather be worth 100K and growing fast than 500K and being stagnant, right? So focus on the direction you're heading, not the number. And then again, separate emotions from your money. Money is just a tool. Do not let it control how you feel, especially the markets. And that's a mistake to avoid, is like, don't panic sell. Don't lock in your losses and hate yourself later. Don't go into debt to invest. You need a cash cushion, okay? Don't put money in that you need in 6 months or even a year or two. Like, invest money that you can't touch or don't want to touch for at least 5 years, okay? And don't ignore this completely. This is massive, all right? So a wealth transfer is happening before your freaking eyes. It's happening right in front of you. I want you to take advantage of this, dude. Again, not financial advice, but in 5 years, there's going to be, I guarantee it, so many people saying, I wish I bought during that time. I wish I bought when things were bleeding as much as they were. And like I said, we're not in a crash, but I really do think things are going to continue this way. So let's keep crushing it. As always, if you made it this far, I want to see you win. We will see you in the next one.